And I say a monkey can mow our lawn, Maddy.
But we don't even have a lawn.
And that is exactly why we need a monkey.
You just don't even... Ugh. Mary, you can be so frustrating sometimes.
Well, yeah. Well, sometimes I think you should disappear for an inexplicable reason. Maddy?
Whoa.
See, Judge? Success again.
Wow. Wait a minute. What just happened? Mary? Where the heck am I anyway? Well, wherever it is, I don't like it. And I'm filing a complaint.
You don't look like a traditional pizza pony, but it's a pizza that counts. So, where is it?
What the? I don't have your pizza. And where in Equestria am I? Answer me, buddy, or I'm gonna go Glaswegian on your ass.
Well, not Equestria. You're on the Mjolnir, the most powerful ship in... Wait a minute, I remember you. Yeah, you were one of the jurors in that case in my courtroom involving that one juror. You're Mary Sue, right?
Oh, you did not just ask me that. No, I'm the other one, Mad Munchkin.
Okay then, I'm Mastercode. Anyway, as I was saying...
Whoa, hold on there. I don't care about your life story. Just send me back home.
Well, the teleporter needs time to recharge, so we'll be here for a while. Perhaps we could pass the time, maybe discuss an episode, the last laugh, perhaps?
Seriously? Is this how collabs are starting these days? Kidnapping? Really? Well, looks like I don't really have an option now, do I?
Then we have a court date.
Court date? Oh boy.
Why, yes, of course. As in, I court you, and we go out on a date.
I'm already spoken for, you daft stallion.
Oh, title screen!
Oh!
Pinkie Pie is invited to Cheese Sandwiches Factory. Hold it! So, the episode introduces us to a very interesting dilemma for Pinkie.
All of you have found your thing. You're gonna rule all of Equestria. Rainbow Dash is a wonderful. Fluttershy has her animal sanctuary. Rarity has her boutiques. Applejack has that hat. And the farm. So that's like 2 things. I don't even have one.
She sees how much her friends have grown in comparison to her own accomplishments, essentially placing them on a pedestal, and fears that she may be left behind.
Ah yes, one surefire way to rocket your anxiety up to 11 is to constantly compare your achievements to others. I of course have no idea what that feels like at all.
Wait a minute, are you being sarcastic?
No.
Oh, okay, Anyway, admittedly, the rest of the girls have been more influential with them helping out in the community or becoming entrepreneurs, be it Fluttershy Sanctuary or Rarity owning and operating 3 boutiques, so it's natural that Pinkie feels inferior and doesn't belong with the rest of her friends on their level being, well, just a party pony.
Pinkie's feeling of being left behind or putting her friends' accomplishments on a pedestal, is this Pinkie showing an inferiority complex? Or even imposter syndrome? Maybe not that far. Imposter syndrome is a psychological pattern in which an individual doubts their accomplishments and has a persistent internalized fear of being exposed as a fraud. Maybe that's more of a theme in the Pinkie Pride episode. What do you think, audience?
Audience? Who the hell are you talking to?
The bearded judge guy.
Oh, I thank you. It is nice to be noticed every once in a while. I'm sure it is. Anyway, the theme of Pinkie Pride was about her competing with Cheese, who works in the same field as her, but learning to accept that in any profession, there will always be some pony better than you. And our first theme of Last Laugh is Pinkie learning not to compare and compete with her friends' successes in finding your life's purpose. Realistically, this is something that many have struggled with, seeing their friends moving on to bigger and better things while seeing yourself as lesser. And the episode handles this quite well, in my opinion. Pinkie arrives at Cheese Sandwiches Factory.
Hold it! There's a definite Charlie and the Chocolate Factory vibe here. I don't know about you guys, but I was expecting something whimsical, confusing, off-kilter, and maybe even a little disturbing. But sadly, it's just a normal factory. Sterile, automated, monotonal. Oh, speaking of monotonal, here comes Ben Steen Pony.
This should have gotten a big laugh. That is literally the funniest thing I've ever heard. Wow. Just wow.
Okay, so yeah, there's an instant feeling of knowing more or less what the problem with Cheese Sandwich may be here. Comedy, like creativity, cannot be programmed. It doesn't have an on-off switch. Also, comedy thrives from the reactions of the audience, which Cheese has unintentionally segregated himself from.
So, being that Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory is one of my favorite movies of all time, I can appreciate the tributes here to the look at the outside of the factory, quoting the movie, and Cheese eventually donning similar attire to Wonka. An interesting element I found in this story was the use of color in setting the mood. In the beginning of the episode, all the colors are vibrant and every pony is happy, while the factory is all dull and gray, with every pony not very lively in contrast of working at a comedy plant. We're also introduced to San Smirk, the VP of the factory, and this guy, he actually grew on me pretty quick, despite him being a wet blanket. No, literally, that's his cutie mark. The guy has a very restrained enthusiasm, but that combined with his calm and near monotone delivery actually yields some great comedic moments.
It occurs to me that a 7% tighter wind on the snake springs would yield a 12% increase in giggle output.
Sans is also a rather interesting character that acts as a great contrast to Cheese. He doesn't understand comedy from a natural emotional response standpoint, but rather seeing humor as a series of science and equations. Though he can't fully comprehend comedy, I admire his character for trying to understand it as good as his boss. An interesting metaphor for the dichotomy of those who work in research in an office and those who research in the field.
Hello?
Pinky, I'm glad you came.
Objection! Using evanescence without permission is against the law, violating copyright.
Objection! Isn't your entire gimmick ripping off Phoenix Wright? I'm pretty sure you're in violation of copyright as well.
Court is adjourned. That's my job to say that. I guess we can ignore the something for just once. Moving on.
Moving on swiftly. So we finally see Cheese Sandwich, and we as the audience learn his terrible plight.
I've completely lost my laugh.
God help us!
And this would be where this episode hits home for me big time. Though the whole subject of Pinky searching for her purpose in life may belong in another episode, the fact that Cheese is in a similar predicament, having lost his passion for what he perceived to be his purpose in life in the first place, is rather relatable. Perhaps even more relatable than Pinkie Pie's problem. Not so much about being stuck in a job you hate or not having the creative outlet, but more to do with having the creative outlet and all the tools you need, but nothing to channel into it. I compared it to an extreme creative artist block. I'm sure we can all relate to this in some form or another.
Yeah, seeing such an upbeat party pony down in the dumps like this is actually kind of depressing. Weird Al actually brings a lot of emotion out of Cheese, adding much more depth to his character. In Pinkie Pride, we saw briefly that Cheese is not always on party mode 100% of the time, and that he can be down to earth and real. Here, we not only get a full range of emotions out of the guy, but also brings a very relatable theme that all of us in the creative field have encountered: burnout.
I spread my party cheer wherever it was needed. Soon it seemed like every pony in Equestria wanted one. It was more work than my hooves could handle, but I didn't want to disappoint all those smiling faces.
Hey, check it out. It's your commission list. Oh dear, are you alright? I do love it when the ladies fall for me.
I didn't fall because of you, Dafty. I fell because of an overwhelming workload represented in physical form by a long list.
Ow!
Cheers, Judge.
Anytime, dear. Oh, my head. I'm just gonna lie down here for a minute. Take it away. Ow.